Rhys Hoskins right down the line and left. He's put the Phillies on top 1-0.
And a towering blast deep to left field. It is gone.
2 in 2 days for Mr. Hoskins.
A home run for Rhys Hoskins on the first pitch he sees. High fives for everyone.
Deep left field, and the Phillies will have the lead.
Whew, that got out in a hurry.
Rhys is 17th, and he continues a torrid spell in Philadelphia.
Yes, indeed. And the National League Player of the Week is presented by Chevrolet. And the NL Player of the Week is Rhys Hoskins of the Philadelphia Phillies, who is hitting .421 this week, is slugging over 1,100. And the Phillies are 22-9 since the start of June and in wild card position. Rhys, Brian Kenny here with Ruben Romero and Jake Peavy. How are you? Congratulations.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thanks for having me, and I'm good. It's the middle of the summer. We're playing ball.
I guess you are, and you're doing very well. So when you're on this type of run, do you try to watch video and try to figure out what you're doing, bottle it and sell it? Like, how do you capitalize on everything's working? How do I keep this going?
Yeah, if you figure out how to bottle it up and not lose it, you let me know. No, but I think I've said this the last couple weeks. The biggest thing, at least for me as a hitter that can slug a little bit, is just making sure I'm staying within the strike zone. If I can get myself into good counts, more mistakes usually come in those counts. And last week I didn't seem to miss many pitches in the middle of the plate and was able to do some damage.
I called one of your games against the Braves, and you made a beautiful defensive play there. And actually, your club made a bunch of nice defensive plays. That was not the case seemingly earlier in the season. The metrics even show that up. What have you guys done to become a better all-around club?
Well, I think we're just further along into the summer. We got more reps under our belt. We're kind of learning each other on the infield. Certain actions that each guy has, or maybe it's a different range for Stoddard at second base or Stoddard at shortstop. So just getting more familiar with each other. And we work. Bobby Dickerson, our infield coach, is really, really good. Has been around the game for a long time and really pushes us to work and be better every single day.
Rhys, Ruben Amaro here. Congratulations on a great week. The club has played very, very well since Bryce Harper's been out. There's a lot of people writing you guys off. Have you guys used that as incentive to play better, or have you guys gelled a little bit more? What's happening now on the club and in the clubhouse for you guys to play this well right now?
Oh, sure. I think you can use that as a chip on our shoulder a little bit if people are writing us off. I still believe that we have really good players in our clubhouse. We brought in a few really big hitters in the offseason, along with some veteran bullpen guys that have done it in big spots before. So the experience is there. Now, obviously, it's just a matter of putting it all together. You can't replace Bryce. You really shouldn't even try. He's a unicorn. There's a few of them in the world in terms of baseball sense. But I think if we can all just try to step up and be ourselves a little bit, we got a pretty good chance to be where we want to be come October.
Rhys, did it take a little time? It was a very different offseason. Did it take a little time? You had a new voice in Kevin Long. Did it take some time to get into a routine with him? How did that process go for you?
Yeah, I think with Kevin, he's done it for so long. He's had so many great hitters. Although there is typically a period where you get to know each other, he was ready to go as soon as we were able to report to camp with the lockout. Pages of notes if we wanted to go through with him, kind of what he thought we did well, what he thought we needed to work on. So we were really able to hit the ground running. I think there's a couple of us that had a slower start, and that usually comes with timing and reps that we weren't able to get in spring. So happy we're rolling now, and it seems like the whole offense is that way.
Rhys, Jake Peavy, buddy, congrats on a great week. Keep it going, man. I'm going to ask you about your starter tonight, Aaron Nola. What have you seen from him lately? He's been great, and if you guys are going to make this second half run, that starting rotation is going to be a big part. Tell me about Aaron Nola.
Yeah, Jake, appreciate that. I've been blessed to watch Knowles, my whole career. And it's a treat every single time he goes out there. I know he had a down year last year, but he's really come back strong. I know he got to work in the offseason. And the thing that stands out to me this year is his fastball command. I think he's getting a lot of called third strikes, getting ahead early against hitters, which just makes that devastating breaking ball of his even more devastating. So we feel like we got a great chance to win when he steps on the mound. we'll look to do that tonight. And yeah, like you said, if we're going to be where we want to be in October, the horses at the top of our staff and some of the young arms that we've relied on so far this year are going to have to continue to do the work that they've done and give us a chance to win every single night.
Yeah, I agree with you, buddy. I'm going to ask you one more question about the Atlanta Braves lose Ronald Acuna Jr. last year. You guys lose Bryce. You talk about you can't replace him. We watched what the Braves did last year. And Dave Dombrowski, we know he's willing and dealing, but I like what you guys have done with the Schwarber championship caliber players. Castellanos hopefully going to have a better second half and get going. What's the talk amongst that team right now? If it ends today, you're in the playoffs, potentially with a chance to bring another championship back to Philadelphia. You guys have been through a lot. You've turned it around. You've lost your manager. What's the talk amongst the guys? Do you guys feel like you can bring that championship to the city of brotherly love?
Look, I think we're coming together as a group. Like you said, we brought in some new guys. That always takes a little bit to kind of mesh and get to know each other, kind of figure out what makes each one of us tick. But like you said, we also brought in some championship-type players, guys that really know how to bring a clubhouse together. And when you start playing for each other, you start to care about each guy to your left and to your right. Good baseball tends to happen, and I think that's kind of what we've had this last month. We're going to need to rely on guys that have done it in big spots before, but we also got a plethora of young guys that are really super talented and that have come up with some big moments. So we'll try to keep it going. The more that we get to know each other, this seems like the more mojo that we have as a group, and just try to keep it going. You know how that goes, especially when you get into October.
Rhys, Jake brings up a good point. Big part of your season was Joe Girardi getting fired. I know Rob Thompson said it was bittersweet for him. He felt like, well, I felt like I failed as well. Those were his words. But yet you guys did kick it into another gear right after Joe was gone and Rob Thompson took over. Tell me about that. What's your view on what happened to your club at that point?
Well, I think there's failure on everybody, too, at that point, right? If someone is getting fired, it's usually a product of what's going on in the field. But I think sometimes you just need a new voice. For whatever reason, change can bring about some new things. It seems like it's let us relax a little bit and just kind of let us go play. Tomps has that poise about him. He's been in the game a long time. Nothing seems to surprise him. And he's communicating the heck out of it with us. Better than a lot of the guys I've ever been around. So nothing's coming as a surprise to us. We're as aware going into the day of what it might look like. And at that point, it's just kind of letting us go play.
All right, again, you guys have made an outstanding turnaround. Pleasure to watch. And congratulations on your week. Player of the Week in the National League, Rhys Hoskins. Rhys, congratulations. Good luck tonight.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Try to keep it going. Go Phils.